As a literature enthusiast, I often find myself pondering the question, which adaptation of Wuthering Heights is the most captivating and faithful to the original novel? Uh, um, and with numerous interpretations over the years, it's challenging to pinpoint the best one. And however, I must say that the 1992 adaptation stands out for its ability to tell the entire story while introducing talented actors like Ralph Fiennes to the world. The complexity of Emily Bronte's novel lies in its expansive narrative, covering both space and time and spanning two families across generations. Typically, the best movie adaptations of Wuthering Heights tend to simplify one of the storylines to make it more manageable for screen adaptation. When it comes to the best Wuthering Heights movie, it ultimately depends on viewer preference, as each adaptation differs in style and the plot points borrowed from the 1849 by Emily Bronte, which appear is creating a professional new app. And you can see a lot of that kind of back down to that, and knowing the 2003 MTV produced version of Wuthering Heights is often viewed as the least favored among film adaptations. Uh, the storyline stays consistent. A woman named Kate is courted by Edward and agrees to marry him, yet her heart belongs to Heath. What sets this version apart is the inclusion of a musical element where characters sing original tunes throughout the movie. Uh, However, the attempt at musical integration didn't yield the desired success. In 2015, the Lifetime movie Wuthering Heights offers a fresh take on the classic tale by setting Kathy and Heathcliff as two Californian high school students. The young Heath is taken in by the influential and affluent Earnshaw family, where he develops a romantic connection with his new stepsister. This version strays significantly from traditional expectations of Wuthering Heights adaptations. The 1962 BBC adaptation of Wuthering Heights is a version that condenses the storyline, primarily covering the initial portion of the book, and showcases remarkable acting by Claire Bloom, portraying Kathy Keith Mitchell as Heathcliff, and Patrick Troughton in the role of Hindley. The production design is sparse, offering few or possibly no outdoor scenes, an unusual choice given the significant role Yorkshire moors play in the novel's narrative. In the 1960s, a television miniseries based on Wuthering Heights was broadcast by the BBC. This multi-episode production featured Ian McShane and Angela Schuyler in the lead roles of Heathcliff and Kathy. The adaptation generally sticks to the original novel's time period and plot, but at times it has a theatrical feel that can make it seem somewhat disjointed. The 1950 television adaptation of Wuthering Heights, given its era, has production quality that is typical for its time. Interestingly, Charlton Heston, who wasn't yet a household name but was appearing in several Studio One productions, features in this film. Besides Wuthering Heights, he also appeared in the TV versions of Jane Eyre, 1949, The Taming of the Shrew, 1950, and Macbeth in 1951. The 2011 film adaptation of Wuthering Heights deliberately steers clear of romantic undertones, instead highlighting the gritty aspects of the narrative from its characters to its environment. This reinterpretation was criticized by some as being overly harsh, who believed it could have been more balanced by incorporating more traditional romantic elements from the original novel. The 1970s film adaptation of Wuthering Heights, featuring Timothy Dalton as Heathcliff and Anna Calder-Marshall as Kaffee, is widely acclaimed for its faithful representation of the novel. This particular version contends strongly for the title of the finest Wuthering Heights movie due to its accurate portrayals of the internal conflicts of the principal characters. Although this film adaptation might be the most well-known version of Wuthering Heights, it may not adhere closely to the original novel. It rearranges the sequence of events in the story and includes some minor supplementary details that could enhance Kathy and Heathcliff's relationship according to individual perspectives. In a notable adaptation of Wuthering Heights, the film initially released focused solely on the first part of the narrative, concluding with Kaffee's demise and neglecting the subsequent events, where Heathcliff seeks retribution fooded. Despite criticism from those who believed the tale was incomplete due to this decision, it still managed to secure an Oscar. The 1998 adaptation of Wuthering Heights is praised for its authenticity, taking a bit more pace than previous versions to ensure the storyline doesn't feel hurried. Unfortunately, the choice of Robert Cavanaugh as Heathcliff leaves room for improvement as he blends visually with Linton, Kaffee's romantic adversary. Yet this adaptation's commitment to accuracy ensures that the novel's crucial, poignant plot points are preserved intact. The 1992 version of Wuthering Heights stands out because it starts with an introduction and voiceover by Emily Bronte, performed by Sinead O'Connor. Moreover, this is the only adaptation where a single actress, Juliette Binoche, plays both Catherine and Kaffee, and Ralph Fiennes makes his film debut as Heathcliff. Despite some criticism for speeding through certain plot elements, this adaptation deserves praise for being the first movie to portray the entire novel, not just its initial half. The enduring influence of the many movie versions and adaptations of Wuthering Heights demonstrates that its story continues to captivate a wide audience, remaining just as relevant today as it was in the past. This is further emphasized by the announcement of another adaptation, this time featuring prominent talent. Following her successful thriller, Saltburn director Emerald Fennell will be at the helm for a fresh take on Wuthering Heights, with Margot Robbie portraying Catherine Earnshaw and Jacob Elordi as Heathcliff. Many well-known novels and tales of fiction often get reimagined when they reach a certain level of fame. For example, the classic Jane Austen novel Pride and Prejudice was transformed into a unique period action movie called Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, where a zombie outbreak becomes a part of the story of an independent woman navigating an unexpected romance. Other versions of Austen's work have reinterpreted her themes in contemporary settings, like Pride and Prejudice and Bridget Jones's Diary. It could be intriguing to explore different interpretations of the novel Wuthering Heights by setting it in places other than its traditional English countryside and observing how the narrative unfolds under these altered circumstances. The enduring popularity of the story suggests that its themes and characters are what truly matter. By moving these key elements into a new era or blending them with different genres, we could create an engaging adaptation that still feels fresh and unique. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time, you can well